Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. Today, we're going to be playing Decisive Campaigns, Ardennes Offensive. We are playing the Aracourt, or kind of introductory scenario, and we're a little ways down the road here. We're in turn 7, which makes it the afternoon of day 2. Each day has 4 turns, and we're in the afternoon, about to go into the night. And so before we do that, we just want to look around, make sure we've done everything that we want to do. You can see the 559th very well positioned up here on this kind of hilltop. One thing I did want to do before we move is we've got this really strong tank regiment, American tank regiment here, is move this, but we got to be on move it over and get right here and stack with the engineers. Now we do create a little gap here. I probably could move over here, but I want to stay on the road. But I think it unlikely that somebody's going to try to come up this elevation in between two stacks of our units. So let's scoot over just in case, look, tanks uphill like that into this is heavy forest, I believe. Let's go to the hex. And indeed, it is heavy forest. That's very unlikely, probably beyond improbable, but you never know, and we may as well cover off on that if we can. We've also moved this unit back out of the heavy forest. It is into the light forest, but it gives him a nice elevation advantage, a level 2 here, so we've moved this back up here, but I think this is all fine. Back around this way, we're up on the ridge here, kind of overlooking down into this roadway, into a little valley in between the two ridges. And so I think we're fine there. I don't want to attack here because we don't really know what we're dealing with. We've already fired all of our artillery, but I think we may fire some mortars. Why would I do it this turn? I haven't really been doing that a lot at the end of turns, is any unused mortars firing them. Well, the next turn is the night turn, and I've been resting. Now, have I played this game enough to know exactly when you should be active during the evening or when you should just rest? Not really. I would think that that's probably more of a grand campaign thing, where speed is going to matter more. As it is now, we're directly overlooking Aracourt, so we're in good shape there. We're trying to hold off eventually Patton's Third Army. So I do want them well rested. Let's just look at the readinesses here. Well, for instance, he's 100. We can't get much better than that. He's only a 47. 100 for the Pioneers. They haven't moved. 81 for the unit we just moved over. So we may go ahead and fire their mortars because we're going to rest probably next turn anyway. As we come down this way, we did have to retreat back here into town. This is Paroy. We got into town here. We've actually got 3 units here. Part of our tank group here. It's a Panther battalion. We've got some motorized, and we've got these Panzer Jaegers out here, anti-tank. Now he does have infantry here. I would like to hit one of these units if we can, but probably a soft target. We're going to be firing mortars, so let's go to this hex and go ranged, and that should bring everything that's in range that has mortars left to fire or any other kind of ranged weapon ready to fire. And let's go ahead and put things in here and make sure it says no return fire expected. Now we could fire the tank guns in there, but we are right next to him with the tanks. So we would probably get some return fire. And when you see the odds here, you're going to get return fire. There we would get return fire. There we would get return fire. Same there. We may have a unit here that can fire. We'll find out. I'm going to go through them. Panzerjäger, obviously, they're right next to him. Uh, Here we go. So if we bring up the map, you can see in green here, in white are all of the units that could possibly fire a ranged weapon into this hex. Here, or in red, you see units that could not. And in green here, you see one that is active right now. And if we go back, no return fire expected because we're just going to fire some mortars in there. And let's go ahead and let loose and see what happens. Well, no damage. We only have one 120 millimeter mortar. We really do almost nothing there, as you may expect. Just 120 millimeter mortar. They were like, "What the hell was that?" Everybody's like, "I don't know, incoming. Get down, get down." Okay, fine. Let's see what we could hit this mech unit with. We'll go to ranged. All right, we do have some units that can reach here. No return fire expected. None expected there. None expected there. None expected there. Let's go to the map and see who would be firing. So we have this tank group that could fire over here into the mechs. He's two away, and we're saying they can't return fire back. That's probably because we have spotting on him, but he doesn't have direct spotting on us because we're back here on this elevation that he can't see over. Then you see green, green, green. I think this is the one I would like to hit, and we may as well just let him have it. So let's do that. We hit that. What all did we fire? Well, we fired 75 millimeter pack guns, 81 millimeter mortars, five of those, 120 millimeter mortars, six of those. We do not know the damage. Because of where he is, the lines of sight that we have, we're not sure what damage we did there. All right, one last one. Well, we've got armor here. We have a unit, we don't know what the hell it is. Let's fire at that one if we can. Now, we should have well, it's only going to be this unit. If we go to the map, he's coming off of this ridgeline. It's actually the one that we just moved. So these guys do not have line of sight down in here, and so they cannot fire. Let's go back for a second. Let's just see if we can fire on this and if more things come into play. Yeah, now you can see more things. Can the anti-tank guns fire? They can. But I don't think we'll do that. The infantry has mortars. They could fire. Let's go to the map and see which ones we probably want to bring in. Probably this unit and this unit. So 1127, 1126. All right. We have two 1126. Well, let's just all three of the infantry. Let's have them fire their mortars down there and see what happens. All right. We do take out an M18. So out of all of this, it was probably worth it to take out an M18. That's great. It was the last one of those he had. So now he's only got three M10s. Excellent. Okay, so we take that one out. Let's come back to this. Sure, let's just fire if we can. No return fire expected. We'll hit that. We'll not know the damage. We fired four 81 millimeter mortars. Now you may say, why didn't you fire here? Well, we may have gotten return fire there. Also, we know this is armor, so it's going to do a lot less damage with mortars, right? The last thing we want to do is look at our cards. We could do supply, extra 5,000 supply. I mean, we've got all of the political points in the world. We're not going to need new bridges. Seems unlikely we're going to need truck columns coming down. Let's do supply just to play it. Extra 5,000 supply. Okay, great. Maybe we'll get extra supplied in there. Like I said, we've got enough political points, it doesn't matter. We don't have any combat unit uh, cards. The air support, well, it's not nice out. It's misty. And then depots, maybe we'll build a minor depot before the episode is over. The only, or not this episode, but the series is over anyway. We'll probably build a minor depot just to see how all of that works as we get ready to play the grand campaign. The only, well, there's probably two different commands here. We may want to play cards. Let's get over to the commander. Let's go to the officer. But well, we could play an attack card, but we're not going to attack this turn. Whoops. Let's go back to him. But we could do entrench or hold because these guys are defensive right now. They're in a defensive stance. Now, not really coming, they don't have anything in this hex to try to come across the river. There is no bridge where he would be coming from here. So I think we're going to hold on to these so that later we have enough points to play an attack card. Over here we have Burmeister. Now he could put on some defensiveness on one of these guys. He's got 22 command points. So why don't we go ahead and do that? Who do we want to put it on? Here or here? Probably here, right? Although he doesn't have a ton. It's not like he has a ton of strength here. This guy might be a little more vulnerable. All right, let's do a hold card. Let's play the card, and we're going to play the guy right underneath him, the motorized here. Let's play that card. I reorganized the defensive plans for the 2113 Panzer Grenadier Regiment. All troops will now defend with plus 20% for 1 round. Okay, so if he tries to get up on this road, we'll have a little more defensiveness, and we've got plenty of command points there. So that was just kind of fun. Why not? Okay, let's hit turn the turn and get into the night phase and see what happens. And I always hit pause here. I don't want any spoilers, so we'll see as he thinks out his steps, but we won't be seeing them on the map until we actually hit play here. So we're up to 42, 43. And it looks like 43 is how many he's going to settle on here. So let's go all the way back to 0. Uh-oh, I saw some artillery fired. Okay, 043. Let's see what happens. Okay, Team Clark moved back down this road towards kind of this roadway back to our court. He's continuing to move, but we lose sight of him. Artillery fired into Peroy here. Nothing. We take no losses there. We're in town, much more defensive. Now then, he attacks us into Peroy. Okay, well, I was talking about who to play the card on. I thought about it, playing it here, but they were triple stacked. I thought they were pretty strong, and as you can see, we take absolutely no losses. The Allies, on the other hand, the Americans lose 10 GI veterans, a bazooka, and a truck. So that was nice defensiveness there. The tank battalion is moving back and down this road. Okay, continuing, and it looks like he crossed the bridge there. And now he's bringing pioneers, or what we call pioneers, he calls engineers, down this to this bridge as well. It looks like he's going to try to circle around us here and attack in, but we're in a town here, so we're got a good defensive position, but now he's starting to surround these guys a little bit as that tank battalion comes up the road. We do fire some intercept fire here. He's got or we fire a 50 millimeter, an 81 millimeter mortar, 121 or 120 millimeter mortar. We don't know what damage that does. We just don't have good intel on that. And you can see now he's moving the engineers to cross that bridge as well, and he's double stacked here. So you can see where the attack's probably going to come. We'll probably want to play a defensive card on this stack at some point as he continues to kind of surround this area. All right, got some other guys moving out. Ford has now moved over here by this area. He may attack there. We'll see if that defensive card comes into play. And now he's moving up here into town, double stacking there again. He's kind of moved in here and moved out. I don't know if they're the same units or he's brought stronger units up here, but he's moved in and out a couple of times. Now he's got a mech unit that's moving on this road. You can see we're on the ridgeway over the top here. We're in town down here, so we should be in a good position as this tank group starts to move out. Where? Oh, over to that road, maybe thinking about a little envelopment here, getting up into our uh, back into the rear here. He's moving up the road a little bit more. Okay. And a little bit more. I think we could maybe isolate him here. Um, or at least try it. Let's see how far well, he keeps on going. He's not going to stop now. Artillery. He tries to hit this group up on the ridge with some artillery. You can see we take no losses there. He then hits them with artillery again. We do lose one 81 millimeter mortar. Okay. He hits them with artillery again. We lose nothing. So he's really concentrating his fire on that infantry group. Again, no losses. That's 4 straight artillery attacks, make it 5. And again, we lose nothing. Okay, it's an unknown unit. Let's go back. I want to make sure that that's where that artillery. Yep, every single time. No, it's got to be a little bit different. Hold on. Let's look at this one more time. So the first artillery hits here. 37 millimeter flak, Volks Grenadiers. Okay, but this is a different group that pops up here. Is it in red? What got hit? Oh, it's probably we got a double stack in town. That's what it is. So it did hit this. I was like, why are these different? But we have multiple stacks there in the town, and so he was hitting in town over and over. We only lose out of all of that artillery fire. We lose one 81 millimeter mortar. Well, we can deal with that. Let's get this moving along here. All right, and it is now turn eight, or round eight, I should say, round eight conditions. It's nighttime, it's misty, it is above zero. Okay, well, good. We have 104 victory points occupied on the map. Allied casualties give us an extra one victory point. We're up to 105. Still looking for that major victory. You can see our losses here, and when we come down of all the various things we've lost, that adds up to 588 points. Every single thing has a different point. You can see 88 millimeter flak, those are worth 5 apiece. The 20 millimeter flak also worth 5 apiece, just something to keep in mind. You can see he's lost a lot of GI veterans and GI greens here. And when we add it all up, 887, we're at 588. So we're in good shape there uh, as the attacker, but we've been fairly cautious, I would say. Okay, it is nighttime. Now we probably have lost, contact with this guy. Now the problem is we have our artillery here kind of behind the lines, and I think we're going to have to move the artillery. Now it looks like he's trying to get back over into this direction. If we look at the strategic map, he could get 5 points here, five there, but I think we can completely cut him off. Now, this is a short scenario, so would he run out of fuel and supplies before we cut him off? I don't know. We're going to find out. This artillery, I think we're going to have to put it on the horses here and move it around this direction. I think also this infantry is going to have to move back. Now we may get not this one. Um, we may get some intercept fire there, so I may just move him up one onto this higher elevation just to get a view of what this guy is up to. And then the other guy, I don't know. We'll wait and see where he is there. But let's put this guy on the horses because I don't want an artillery just completely. Oh, he would have to go down this road. Yeah, let's bring him around this way instead. I also want to make sure we keep him out of view. So if we go up here, I think that's pretty well blocked, but that's the furthest he can go. And actually, I guess we'll go right here to protect our artillery. Let's now take him off those horses, and that's fine. He's on a level 2, but he's behind these level 2, or height 2, I should call it the right name. If we look at the hex stats, it's a height 2. Well, these are also height 2, so he's still hidden back here, and now we need to take a unit and move back here to kind of cover him. Um, we've got the one unit here. He's probably a better choice to come up here, honestly, because he's a little stronger. So let's bring him there and there. Okay, we don't see him. Uh, when I say him, the tank group, we don't really see him here. Do I dare go over here? Nah, I think I'm going to stay on the roadway, but I don't want to go here because I'm pretty sure we would take some heavy fire. Now, we could try to block him off here. It's kind of curious. I wonder if he would get supply back here anyway, because you can see the front. So these are controlled hexes by us, even though he's gone by us. He's passed us up, but these are controlled hexes. You can see the front. Huh. I'm going to think about that one. We may want to come down on this roadway and try to totally block him. He may come along the road and do this number. We'll see. We'll see. What else do we want to do at night? I'm not sure we want to do a whole heck of a lot else. It's going to wear us out more. We could potentially fire some artillery, I guess. But as you can see, we've got no really good line of sight. Even things that are directly, in the hex next to us, we no longer have good sight on them. If we go here, you can see the red eyeball. So we don't really have good sight there. We may take this opportunity, though, to move this artillery over here into town. Just give us a little different look. We can fire over here. Um, and also, I don't like him being completely exposed here. We've got anti-aircraft here to protect this artillery, but this guy's not protected. So I'm going to put him on the horses. How far can we get him? Well, we can only get him on the road to here. That's fine. We'll bring him around here, and then next turn we'll get him into town. Now he is a little exposed, but you would think during the night turn he's probably okay from an air attack perspective. We could also move this artillery up and just put him in a little better position, and I think we'll do that. We don't even need to put him on the half tracks. He can just go, or what is he towed by? Tracked. It's tracked. He can just go straight up here into town. I think we'll do that. A little better protection there. I was thinking about moving back out here into this overwatch position. Um, or let's look at this hex. We're at a total stack of 119. I kind of like this recon here. If we go here, I think we may get some intercept fire. I'm just going to leave him there. Now, this guy is under threat of, we saw him move across the bridge here, the Allies move across the bridge, so he's in a little bit of danger there, I think. Let's look at our main cards. We have no combat units that we can play. We could bring in replacements. Now, this is 24 points. That could be a decent number of replacements there. Also, fuel, extra fuel, we don't really need that. We don't need any of this. I think I'm going to play replacements. Let's do it. What did we get? 10 Nachtruppen. Man, that costs a lot. For 10 Nachtruppen, a Panzerschreck, and 1 Panzer IV. Okay. Well, that seems like a lot for 1 tank and 1 anti-tank, really. These Nachtruppen are not much. Um, Interesting. Okay, sure. So we played that card. If we go back here to the headquarters, I think this is where these have been coming in. And sure enough, that's that Panzer IV. This is the Panzer Schreck. And where did it ship out the... That's a mobile wagon. I'm just curious about how reinforcements flow down. If we come over here, what do we have? Because we have brought a panther on the map as well. But I just wonder, and I will find this out, do they flow? Because it says they come into the highest headquarters, but I assume that they flow out to the units, at least if those units are in command. I would think that they would. Does that happen automatically? Good question. We'll come back when we turn the turn after this turn and see if this Panzer IV is still there. He's definitely not. The Panther we brought on before is not here. Where else could he be? He could be down in one of these units. Mobile wagon. No, he's not there. He's not here. Well, we'll look for the Panzer IV here next time. Otherwise, do we want to play anything? Well, we could play another defensive card here, certainly. And let's look at our officer down here. He's still got 12 points, but I think during the night turn, we'll save that. Let's go look at the stats really quickly. You can see the number of troops that we have on the map. 84-14, 57-37 for the Allies. Casualties sustained. The Allies have caught up and just surpassed us. This was as of last turn. This is this turn. Of course, we haven't sustained any casualties this turn. Casualties inflicted are just the inverse of that, right? Regime statistics, we could go through here and see that. Oh, interesting. Okay. Um, this tells us where they went. Wow, I completely stumbled upon that. So we received cumulative 4 things into 57th Panzer Corps. Okay. The 559th got 1 thing. that ended up in this Volksgrenadier Regiment. All right. And then 11th Panzer Division has the 111th Panzer Grenadier Regiment got two things, and the 15th Panzer Regiment got one thing. Interesting. Okay. You can see what we've requested. Nothing's been returned. You can also see this is the supply logbook. This will be really helpful, I think, in the grand campaign to see what is not getting supply. Where do we need to build minor supply? Unit fuel, same idea. AI supply source. Interesting. Oh, I'm sorry, all supply source. Sent to units. Sent to supply bases, sent to units. Okay. Well, we're not going to go all the way through supply here. Supply source 21, that's in that D town that's up in the northeastern part of the map. You can see fuel, unit supply, unit stocks received. Wow. I mean, this gives you a lot of information. Interesting. Okay, let's go see our messages. Is there anything else we need to know? I don't think so. Fuel report. Okay, yep, nothing really we need to know there. Let's turn the night turn and let's see if the allies do anything. We've lost sight of some of his units, certainly. Let's see if he does anything during the night turn. Let's pause that. You can see the steps continue to play out. Only 9 steps during his night turn. I've been told, by the way, just through comments or otherwise, that you really want to put AI speed to slow. It makes the AI even, much better. So we've seen some kind of interesting moves into towns, out of towns, and then back in, kind of just some interesting, quirky moves. I've been told AI slow really cuts down on a lot of that. Okay, let's go through the steps. Step one, unknown unit moves. Unknown unit, we'll probably get a lot of that. Unknown unit, wow, it really looks like he's coming out around the bridges here. And then he's moving a little bit here to the north. Be very curious to see if what happens with this tank up here. And another unknown unit moves. Okay. Well, you can see he's moving out this way. Now, is he going back towards Aracourt or did he actually go out over the bridge? I guess we're about to find out. It's round 9 conditions. So this is the morning turn of day 3, weather type overcast. All right. It's above 0. Press any key. We're still at 105 victory points. Nothing really changed there. Oh, look at this map now. It looks it looks a lot more full. Now you can see he's crossed the bridge down here to the west and is going to be looking to put some pressure on us here. We may want to start really pushing here so that we can take these units here, and get this Panzer Brigade down here and start trying to stop that as he starts coming down to the southern part of the map here. All right, let's go to strategic map, kind of get the big overall picture there. We don't have any freaking clue where this Panzer, or not Panzer, I wish they were Panzers, where this Allied tank group went. I mean, we don't see them anywhere. We may have to move this guy down the road just to kind of try to get some sight on them. Before we do that, let's take our artillery here that is still on the horses and move them into Zonray, right around there, and we'll take them off the horse train. Okay, so now he's in town, a little bit better position. He still has some points to do some bombardment, so let's do it. Let's hit Team Kelly. Okay, that's a mech unit. Looks good to me. Let's take a shot at him. No return fire expected. And we hit Team Kelly. Now that's our divisional artillery. Usually they do some pretty good damage. This time they just take, I say just, not bad, they take out an M10. Okay, but they do no other damage. This is a purely armored unit now. We'll have to keep that in mind. Team Kelly has no soft targets. All right, let's go to our other artillery. We have the regimental artillery back here. They could try to hit the AA. They could hit the mech force. They could hit this mech force. Let's hit the AA group. They usually have some soft targets. And there we go. And we take out Wow, we did some real damage there. So we fired the 75 millimeter and the 120 millimeter, 15 all together here. Three 40 millimeter AA guns were taken out of seven. We took out 20 rear area troops, one truck, one M3, one Jeep. We'll take that. Okay, let's go around to our other AA here. We'll start back. Oh, that's right. I moved this artillery down or back here. Um, Interesting. I don't want them on the front lines, obviously. The 1559 is the divisional artillery. Should we hit this same Team Kelly? I don't think so. They're all armor now. We could try to take out this AA group just to be done with them. Let's do that. Well, now he's probably got some anti-tank guns in here, but we don't even have any aircraft. So taking out anti-aircraft isn't the biggest thing. I mean, we could try to rack up points, certainly. That's not the biggest thing. Why don't we try to hit one of these other mech units instead? So there it is, the 1559. This one looks strong. It's probably got some soft targets in it. Let's give that a fire. Yeah, all right. This did land here. We took out one 60 millimeter mortar, 10 GI veterans, two M3 half tracks, and one M375. Okay, excellent. We fired this arty. Let's go to the other arty here. Now this is more mortars, right? This is more short range arty. Um, we know about this guy. What else could we hit here? Maybe here. Let's try this guy. Let's hit this, see if we take anything out. Yeah, he had some soft targets in here. We fire 75 millimeter and the 120 millimeter. We take out 10 GI veterans, one bazooka, one truck, two M3s. So that was quite good. Then we have artillery up here as well. Let's just hit that again. He had some GI veterans in there, and I'd like to go ahead and get rid of those if we could, or as many as we can. All right, that was a really nice one. 160 millimeter mortar, one bazooka, 30 GI veterans, three U.S. trucks, two M3s, and one M375. Wow, that was a lot. So we fired all of our artillery over here on this side of the map, just making sure. No already there, no already left there, none there. We don't have any other place. He's already fired. All right, well, starting over here to the left, I'm afraid now we're up on the level 2. That's what I don't understand. We should be able to see him down here, I would think. But we can't be too careful because we can't have him just start taking towns like crazy. He maybe is down below this ridge. Guess that's possible. Well, we may get ambushed here, but I don't think we have a choice. No. Same here. We may get ambushed here, but I think we've got to go try to cut this off before it gets too out of control. Now we've got yellow visibility there. Would we know that he's here? Let's see. Recon 45, hide 24. Yeah, we would. So he's not in that hex. Oh, he must have retreated in the night. Um, or did he just keep going? Do we have a recon card? Air support. It's reduced, but that's okay. I'm going to run recon over this town. It's going to cost us 3 points. All right, let's play the card. It takes us to the map, and we're going to get extra recon back here. Now, this is our own town, so he must have retreated back here, but I want to make 100% sure. How far could he be realistically? I don't know. Let's play it right here. Now, you would think our own town. We've got spotters here and whatnot, but let's play the card. It's not going to hurt. Only 3 of 10 aircraft managed to participate because it's reduced. We got 60 recon points across 28 hexes. Okay, cool. Well, we see nothing back there, so he must have retreated out of here in the night and somehow snuck by us. I mean, I don't know where else he would be. I guess it's possible he came back here, but we're all out of cards, guys. So he should be completely cut off from any kind of supply if he came this way, or fuel. Um, okay. Nothing to do here, I don't think. I don't want to really take him out of this good position, and he is not in good shape. I will move back here, I think. Or should we move back here? I don't think he's here. He could possibly be here. We are in the deep wood. No, we got good recon on that. Well, hell's bells. I just don't know where he might be. I'm going to go there first. I'm going to let him sit here for a turn, just in case. This guy's not going to move. We've already moved the arty. We have these two groups here, and we may as well just take this easy attack. That's 9 to 1. If we throw the engineers in, 22 to 1. Let's just do a regular attack, see what we get. Now, some the hell how we lost 50 Volksgrenadiers. Eh, well, okay. One half track, 10 more. So we lost 60 total men there. He lost three 40 millimeter AA guns, four trucks, 20 rear area, five US trucks, three M3s, and two Jeeps. Now, we did much better for the points, I would say here, because some of these are worth 5 points apiece, right? But kind of pisses me off. We lost 60 men. We did knock him back here a little bit. I'm tempted, but I'm not going to do it in this morning phase to start moving down here a little bit. We've got to start putting a little pressure on. Now you can see he's completely stacked here, but as long as we can hold on to what we already have, we win the game. Now ultimately, we'll see. He may do some desperate counterattacks at the end. Now Team Kelly down here, we know that doesn't have a whole lot. Just it's all armor. That takes it to 1 to 1. 3 to 1. We would be attacking out of town here. We put the anti-tank in, it's 4 to 1. Let's go after that. Let's attack 4 to 1 and try to knock him back a little bit. Ooh, 60 more. We lose 80 troops total. One Panzerschreck. Uh, he's still got 1,405 millimeter howitzers. Okay. One truck, two Greyhounds. He loses four M10s and two M18s. I think overall we'll take that. The men is annoying to lose, of course, but I think we did fine there. This unit could actually move down here into town. I don't think we have to have anything here. He could come over here and stack as well, but I think I will. Although he could move right back up there. I like the concentric attack. Actually, I'm going to leave him there. All right, we've got this motorized here. You can see here in Bazage, he has nothing here now. He's finally pulled out of Bazage. So before we move any of these guys, let's get this moving forward. I'm going to move this motorized in first. So we get no intercept fire. Excellent. And then, okay, there we do. So the second time around, we got the intercept fire, not the first time around. Very interesting, right? This is his attackers. He's got a lot of M4s here, so we can get a force composition. We lose nothing, though. So we took that intercept fire. We don't even lose readiness, morale, or entrenchment. So that's fine by me. Let's get the anti-tank up here. He takes no intercept fire, and let's go after this mech unit. Well, the anti-tank alone is not going to do much. What happens if we go? Wow, okay. That's kind of surprising to me. I'm surprised we don't have better odds there, but we do not. So, okay, what are we going to do about it? This unit, I think, though, could move over. Now, we may take some intercept fire, but I think we can get a concentric attack there. We could also potentially move this recon over here and have him surrounded three ways, or we could move one of the tank battalions up here, or tank regiments. I keep calling them battalions. The overall thing is a battalion, although this is an 11th division. We could move the tank up here. We could move the recon up here and then move a tank out. What's this look like? It's 1 to 1. Okay. All right, let's move these guys over. We may take a little intercept fire. I may have the engineers go first. Yep, we do take some intercept fire. We lose one half track, one of the 251s. That's not bad. That's not bad. We'll take that. That's fine. Let's move this over. He takes some intercept fire as well, and we lose nothing. But he probably lost some action points. When they get hit by intercept fire, they will lose action points. All right, let's see what this looks like now. Oh, and you can see only 84% of our troops can participate in the battle from this regiment or this part of the regiment. That's interesting. I think that's because of that intercept fire. So now we go 2-1, 4-1, 4-1. I don't want to wear these guys out, but by the same token, I really want to move this. And you can see here on the map, everything, we've got these guys surrounded a little bit. Let's attack down into that valley and see what happens. Okay, well, actually take some, decent losses here. We lose 4 Panzerschrecks, we lose 30 infantry, 30 of the pioneers or engineers, we lose 7 of the half tracks, and we lose 30 Panzer grenadiers. He loses 2 trucks, an M476, well, that's a big one, an M4 105, 2 M5 Stuarts, and an M475 Jumbo, which was his last one. Okay, well, he retreated the hell out of there. We knocked him kind of over here, right? Let's see what an attack on those guys now would look like. 1-1. Oh, I've got the artillery there now, too. What happens if we start to put tanks in here? Well, as you can see, we go up to 11-1. Do we want to do both? Looks like we need to do both. Yeah, we need to start thinning the herd here. If you're passing up 11-1 tax, I think you're playing a little cautious. Let's hit that. Let's see what we lose. Okay, excellent. Wow, this was a massive attack here. We lose one of the 251s, which is the half track. We lose 10 Panzer Grenadiers. Okay, he loses 6 M4s, 75 model, 3 of the 76 model, 2 of the M5 Stuarts, 5 trucks, 3 half tracks, and 2 Jeeps. We just absolutely wrecked that to the point it's gone. It's not even on the map anymore. That was destruction. I'm gonna keep these guys in town. What does this attack look like? 2-1. He gets there. If we brought others in, now these guys have got to be getting a little tired. Still 2-1. That goes to 3-1. I think we'll leave that. I think we'll leave that one alone this time. All right, we have this artillery back here in town. We can also hit this mech unit. Let's hit, this is the sand mech unit. No return fire expected. Let's hit that, see if we knock anything out. We do take out 20 GI veterans. That's great. And we take down his readiness quite a bit. Excellent. Okay, so now we've knocked that one a little bit. And these guys look fairly weak out here. I think we could really start pushing down in here next turn. And for that, I may eventually go ahead and move this guy and have him start getting on some concentric attacks, maybe on this unit, but not for now. I'm going to leave him here for a turn. What's their readiness like now? 70. The engineers are at 66. These guys, anti-tank is at 84, 73, 69. Okay, not terrible. We can even keep moving through town here, I think. But I kind of want him here. Potential airstrikes, things like that. This elevation, I think we're pretty good. This showed us what, 2-1 odds? No, 1-2. Interesting. We may want to move one of the tank groups up with him. I think I will. He's the better of the two. Okay, we take no intercept fire there. Now what does this look? Well, now it's 14 to 1. Um, you can see 3% would not participate here. They're not ready. Put this in. I mean, it's 14 to 1 for goodness sake. So you can really boss some people. Are those the Panthers? Yeah, 26 Panthers in here. So we did get some of our reinforcements because I believe we only had 24 before. So that is how that works. I could move this guy up here as well. I really don't want the tanks this exposed, but we have some AA in here just naturally. So I think that's fine. Let's look at this attack. Okay, we get 4 to 1 with just the one unit. This guy's a little worn down. They're also a little worn down. Those are the guys in town. And yeah, they're struggling a little bit. 25, 15. This is just 15 Panthers here. But I think we'll wait until next time. We'll move these guys down here, look and see what we should do. We fired all of our artillery. I think we're in a really good shape up here. I think we can really start pushing down this valley, maybe take another town. If we look at the strategic map there, is that worth anything? I think that's 5 points, maybe. No, maybe not. Um, so we can start pushing down this way, give them a little pressure back here behind. We got to watch this over here to the south and the west. Can't allow them to get around behind us. But this scenario is looking pretty interesting. I think we're in a fairly good position, but you just never know. I mean, it's the first time I played it. I'm doing what I think is smart. Are we ahead? Yes. Are we in good position? I think so, but we'll find out. Anyway, this has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll talk to you next time.